Hello friends, welcome to my channel PC Geo Kimberlite. Today in this video we are going to take a topic from igneous rock, and that topic is forms of igneous rocks, intrusive, that is concordant, and discordant type, intrusive and extrusive types. So I am Dr. Sajid Undekar, Associate Professor and Head, Department of Geology, AKI's Pune College Arts Common Science Camp Pune, Maharashtra, India. And this we our college is affiliated to Savitribai Phule Pune University, that is formerly known as University of Pune. Let's start the topic forms of igneous rock. Now, these forms of igneous rock we are going to divide into different topics. Just we'll go to see this the content what we are going to see in that particular topic. Uh, in this we are going to see the first point is discordant dikes and its types. Then the second one, concordant types. In that, we are going to see sill, laccoliths, lopoliths, batholiths, stocks, phacoliths, plutons, and in the last, internal structure, that is foliations and the xenoliths. Yes, the first one, we know what is a discordant. Yes, what is a discordant? Anything from the inner core, whether it may come from the below the crust or it is coming from the mantle, a molten magma is erupted due to the high pressure temperature condition. Whatever the rock which are there, country rocks, they have cutting now. They are while coming out, it cut down and it is directly coming on the surface or below the surface. Then vertically it is going to cut, then this particular form is called as discordant. That is, if the intrusive mass happens to cut across the structures of pre-existing rock, whether it may be igneous rock, it may be sedimentary rock, or it may be metamorphic, whichever the rock is there, that magma is going to cut, and that particular material may completely melt or partly it is remain. So that will be a remain as a contaminated. So contamination has been taken place, and due to this the magma composition has been changed, and whatever a pipe like structure will be forming, and where the country rocks have been cut down and the relation with the country rock is vertical, that the rock uh, magma is going to cut here the country rock, and the country rock may be igneous, sedimentary, metamorphic. Then this type is called as a discordant type, and in that the whatever the vertical part is there, that we normally called as the dike. In that we are going to mention that dikes are the discordant igneous bodies, more or less tabular one. Yes, and they cutting with the country rocks. Dikes are commonly formed due to the development of crack whenever pressure will be there from the lower side, when the magma pressure temperature conditions are increased, and if that conditions are not sustained by the above country rock, then what is happening? Say example, if you have 10 kg load on your head, then what is happening? Say 1 minute, 2 minute, 3 minute, 5 minutes, whichever your patients are there, you bear that particular load. But what is happening, once the pressure will be started paining you, then slowly you shifted. So there also, from the lower side the pressure is coming out, the upper country rock which are there, they are keeping the pressure, because upper side also we have the rock, so from both sides the pressure will be there. So if that rock could not sustain that pressure, then slowly it become the fractures, cracks will be formed, joints will be there, and along these fractures, joints, the rock will be cut down and the eruption will be come out, and this vertical eruption which will be there, it is simply called as the dike. And commonly the dikes are occurring in the coal fields of India, whatever we have, and in that the dike, whatever the dikes we have, and these are the lamprophyres. So example, in Maharashtra near we have Alibag, Korlai, Borlai is there. In that we have a number of dikes are there. I have gone with my head uh, field work. So I have seen number of Lamprofire dikes are there. So this is the what we have the dikes. Dikes are occurring in groups, not only one type. Sometimes we get one, but there will be also in groups they are occur, and there how they are exposed, their relation is there with each other. We have the different types of dikes are there. So in that we have the radiating dikes are there, so that we are going to make out, or ring circular type is there, parallel is there. So these are the, or we have the mesh will be going to form, a cluster will be there. So the first one, articulate dike, occurring more or less in the form of a complete or nearly complete circle, and it is called as a ring dike. Yes, it is going to form as a ring, so forming over there, and that is the ring dike, that is the arcuate dike. Dike arcuate occurring more or less in the form of complete circle. Yes, that will be there. Sometimes the sheets of igneous material are found on to occur in the form of inverted coaxial cones. They are also forming in the cone like a structure. So this two will be there, and the circular. So cone type of structure is going to form. Then there will be a cone sheet. Ring dike, cone sheets are there. These structures form due to the rise and fall of pressure. Once it is rise, once they come out, the pressure will be decreased. Say example, you are throwing the ball on the up. As they go upper with go with the fast, but at particular stage they go, speed will become zero, they come back. So similarly, when the magma is coming up with the pressure, and as they come out, pressure it is released, while because the most of the energy which is there, which has been used in cutting the rock and melting them, so ultimately they could not make out that, and the fall of that particular pressure will be taken place, and subsequent development of crack along which the suitable direction has been taking place. So here we have the radiating dike. First diagram you can see now, these are the dikes are there. They're going to make the radiating one from the center. They can see every side they are there, radiating one. Arcuate, dikes, you can see now the dikes are there, is going to form ring-like structures. So you can see now here, it is a batholith within the pluton, where we have the magma is within the magma chamber, where it is erupted. This is the stalk, and now you can see from the stalk the fractures which have been there. Along this fracture, dikes are there, and these dikes will be going to form the enormous dogs, and the spans will be there. And similarly, you can see now here the dike will be there. It will going to form a ring dike. Here we have the radial one. You can see this side will be the radial one. So that will be the diagram which will be explained about that particular part. Yes. So next one, the next topic which is there, that is a concordant. That is the whatever the magma which has come out, but at the same time the magma also running parallel to the sedimentary rock, parallel to the bedding, the material has been deposited parallel to the bedding. Then it is called as the concordant rock masses run parallel to the structure of the country rock. If it is sedimentary rock parallel to the bedding, the material will be deposited, and it is called as sill deposits. That is the sills are being going to form. So a country rock is made up of sedimentary bedding, and a concordant intrusive mass which should be run parallel to the bedding, while a discordant will be cutting. That is the dike. We already seen that. In metamorphic rocks, concordant bodies will run parallel to the foliation. That is the whatever the minerals which are the needle minerals arranged parallel to one another. Along that will be foliation will be make out, or leaves will be there of or the biotite flakes will be there, they are attached. Along that the will be going to run parallel to this, then that will be the what we are going to make out the concordant one. That is the nature will be remain same, that the injection they could not go upside, but they will parallelly go down, injected horizontally. You can see the same diagram which we are there. These are the dikes which we have seen, and the horizontal one, here we have the horizontal one. These are the sills. First we'll see the sill. In that, sills are the tabular concordant igneous rock bodies running or lying parallel to the structure of the country rock, which is running parallel to the sediments. Whatever the beddings are there, parallel to the bedding, it is injected within the bedding, and whatever the country sedimentary rock is there, melt, and sometime completely the bed will be there. It has been replaced, and sill form will be there, and that is running parallel to the bed. They are commonly sheet-like masses occurring within the country rock, having variable thickness. The thickness will be varies as per the amount, quantity of magma, what is the temperature pressure condition is there, and what will be the rock composition of that sedimentary rock. If it is a weak one, it is melt, and it is completely melt into the magma, and whole bedding will be going to form as a sill. So that will be there. So they are commonly horizontal or nearly so their attitude. Lamphrophyre, mica peridotite, seals occur in the coalfields of Damodar area. So these are the examples. Now you can see here the photographs. This is the what we have the seal. You can see now. These are the seal horizontal projection. Seals, dikes which are there, you can see this is the dike. Dikes and seals commonly occur in mutual association because whatever the supply which is coming, the magma supply will be coming from the dike, vertical intrusion. And with that supply, we are going to have the horizontal uh, emplacement or injection within the sedimentary rock to give rise to the seal. So that was going to make out that part. The next one is laccolith. You can see the laccolith, the diagram is there. So the dike is the intrusion, but what is happening, the whatever the pressure of that particular magma is there, it is not remain so high so that he can cut the country rock and come out. It forms crack, he not have the pressure to cut that. So what is happening, whatever the pressure is there, due to that pressure, the horizontal sedimentary rock, once it is pushes out, slowly it is form a dome like a feature, and that dome like feature rock is completely melt, and magma, they are dissolved in the magma, and so that magma will be settled down, recrystallize over here, and a structure will be formed, and that we called as the laccolith. A dome like a feature is formed, a surface arch in the form dome, it is a upward arching, yes, like a anticline, yes, it will going to form like an anticline. Yes, so that will be there, and this is the normally the accumulation of viscous magma, that is could not travel a very long distance, very short one, and the source will be there of for this one will be the dike. Next one, Lopolid. Yes, somewhat exactly reverse of that. In this earlier one, we have seen a dome-like feature. Now here it is a like a basin or a saucer-like a structure. So lopoliths are concordant bodies. With their shape, is central part of the mass is thicker, and while is thinner towards this one. It is like a syncline. Earlier one we have the anticline. Lopoliths are a syncline. Yes, what is happening? They don't have a pressure, or they don't have the pressure to cut the upper country rock. So wherever they are reached, that particular material will melt, and magma is slowly crystallized there itself, going to form a saucer like a structure, or a trough like a structure will be formed, and that is the what we are going to make out the lopolith. It is the produced due to the collapse of the rock bed in the beds of any region and consequent uprise of the magma through the collapsing layer. That is the lopolith. Next one, very important one, batholith. Batholith is a huge mass, intrusive bodies at a greater depth. It is normally always there. It is a large shape. It is at a greater depth. You can see in the diagram itself. Yes, you can see here we have a huge magma within the magma chamber. If it is very big one, there if the magma is there in the plutonic condition, there itself it is crystallized, and that is the pluton. And due to the upper rocks which are erode, they sometimes they expose to the surface. And the best example in India is the Singhbhum and the Bundelkhand gneiss. These are the best example for the batholiths. The mode of emplacement of the batholiths can be followed in two schools. Yes, there are the two thoughts have been given by the scientists. As per the one school of thought, the batholiths are supposed to have been formed due to the forceful intrusion of magma within the country rock. Might be they are not within the magma chamber, they forcefully come out and they form a big chamber, and they will be maybe there. So that is the one thought will be there. You can see here This is the big, what we have, the batholith, and here we have a stalk. Batholith, another school thought is there that emplacement was a comparatively slow process. Field evidence has suggested that the existence of both the above kind of modes of the emplacement. So they are giving that process will be given. Under deep-seated plutonic condition, they are going to form the batholith at a deep-seated plutonic condition. So these are the plutonic one, and during the periods of mountain building and are found exposed on the surface of the earth only after a prolonged and consequent erosion. If there is no erosion, batholith not be exposed on the surface. And in addition, we have Ladakh and Karakoram. These are the best batholiths are there. Next one, the stalk, the connective part of the batholith is there. So stalks are the smaller bodies intrusion. Yes, here we have the batholith, but the upper part where they are injecting now towards the upper part, which are injecting a small width will be there, and the height is also very less. So in that they are injected. So they become the feeder. So they will be the feeder for volcanic eruptions, and large amount will be required for exposing a stalk of batholith, and associated volcanic rock is rarely exposed in that. So you can see here, this is what we have, the stalk. This is the batholith, and from here the stalk will be there. And if you want to expose this one, this much part has to be eroded. Next one, phacolith. I have given here the all four diagrams. Earlier one, whatever types we have seen. The phacoliths are concordant plutonic bodies that lie parallel to the bedding plane or foliation of folded country rock, crust and trough. Wherever we have the crust and trough, parallel to the crust and trough, we are going to have this particular part where the material has deposited along the crust and along the trough. Then these are called as phacolith. You can see the lopolith. This is the part lopolith. Lacolith we have seen. This part, yes, one is crust, second one is trough. Now here along the crust and trough we are going to have a deposition has been taken place, as this is what we have, the phacolith. Next one is pluton, very important one. A rock body composed of intrusive igneous rock mass have been crystallized within the magma chamber, which has within the magma, this particular pluton has been crystallized. See here we have the magma chamber, and this magma will be crystallized here itself. Then that is a crystallized, slowly crystallized below the surface of the earth, and this pluton is commonly used for larger bodies, igneous bodies. The shape and structure relation is not clear. The plutons are all size shapes from few feet long to those exposed hundreds of square kilometers. Dike, seal, lacolith, lopolith, batholith, and other bodies, they have been included. So here we have the huge one part is there. For this structural study of plutons, the four important factors are there. What? Internal structure, size and shape, the chronological and structural relation to the adjacent rocks, that we have to study about the plutons. The large plutons, it is quite different to the examine. The complete shape is right, that is the smaller shape and size of pluton may be observed directly. Many dikes and seal are smaller than in which they are occur. The complete shape of entire original body can never be determined because the part of the surface is forever lost due to the erosion, and below the surface is determined by an expensive program of drilling and excavations. The next one in the internal, you can see this what we have. These are the minerals aligned along the foliations. Now here, whatever this particular part is that it has been cooled down, and the volatile which is present on the consolidation, they're giving you the large mineral specimen. And that may going to happen, and the orientation will be going to show in that particular structure. Internal structure, foliation resulting from the parallel arrangement of the platy or ellipsoidal mineral. You can see the same diagram, and this is the rock. You can see that is the mineral which are arranged. Banded or layer intrusion will be there. inclusions, very important one, that the magma is crystallized, magma is there, and some part it is coming out with the force, and the whatever the country rock which is there, it has cut down, but it is not completely bent, some part is remain and is come out. So the nature of the magma and whatever the solid rock of earlier country rock is there, it is remain over there and it is remain as a patch. So this part is called as foreign material. Yes, so this is nothing but a xenolith. It is an inclusion in the country rock of a older formation. So that is there. So that is a very important. And I hope you like this video. If you like my video, kindly press the button of like, share my video, subscribe video, as well as write down the comments in the comment section. Enjoy my video. Go and see my other videos on PC Geo Kimberlite.